I'm going to need to take a deep breath before this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is an incredibly special pair of football boots. As you can see from the box, these are the Wave Cup SS made in Japan. And these are incredibly rare, incredibly hard to find. And I got to give a huge shout out to Andrew Lockhart from the Lockhart Boot blog. His blog will be linked down in the description box below. Go subscribe. Unbelievable human being, but also a friend who was able to get these for me. These are lottery only, which means that you basically can't get pairs anywhere. And yet here they are in my size 9 US. So let's get these unboxed. This is, of course, a very special edition box for the Wave Cup SS. Now, the Mizuno Wave Cup SS Japan with the Wave Cup logoing here and the Made in Japan logoing. You can see it's a blank box other than the sizing guide, and of course you can see the little photo here. The Wave Cup SS Japan in a 27 centimeters, which is of course my 9 US, a UK 8, and a Euro 42, the same sizing that you find on the Morelia 2 made in Japan, which of course I absolutely love. Now, this is a model worn by Shinji Okazaki in his last game as an active player. He was one of the players in the Leicester team of 2016 that won the Premier League, and he is Japan's third all-time goal scorer. So let's get these unboxed as I talk about some of this. So this actually came from the Kamo soccer shop. Very cool. I don't actually have any affiliation with them, but that's what it is. And then you do get a white Made in Japan bag instead of a black one, which is kind of cool. And this one also feels a little bit different. It feels a little bit higher quality with the Wave Cup logoing there as well. So the red of the Wave Cup SS released in 2012 is used as the line color, making this a special limited edition that inherits the spirit of the SS, which is the samurai, oh my days. The samurai soul, which is the SS, and in this product, that's what the name comes from and expresses the spirit of Okazaki. Holy, oh my days. These are possibly the most beautiful football boots I have reviewed this year. Oh my God. These are like especially with the color, these are like a 10 out of 10. Oh my days rating. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Let's get the other one out and let's talk about these. As you can see, I'm having quite a difficult time. This is like the epitome of football boots, especially a remake like this in a special colorway. So let's get the box out of the way, keep it nice and tidy. We'll throw this guy down there, and here we go. The Wave Cup SS Japan. So the original Wave Cup in 2002 was worn by Rivaldo, of course, in the South Korean World Cup. And he wore a slightly different colorway with blue and yellow accents. This, of course, being a special edition with the red colorway, which is really nice. That original 2002 color and boot, just in general, was actually remade in 2018 in really limited quantities, similar to this one. It uses the same engineered fit last as the Morelia 2 made in Japan. So I'll actually grab this is the M8 model, but same last obviously as the regular Mizuno made in Japan, the Morelia 2. As you can see, they are identical looking as far as the shape and stuff. Obviously this one's undone, so it looks a little bit wider, but this is the exact same size, exact same shape as the Morelia 2, which is kind of cool to see that comparison there. And there's a lot of similarities between the Wave Cup and the Morelia 2, of course. The natural K-leather, which is the same that you find on the Morelia 2 and Morelia Neo 4 series, is absolutely sensationally soft. It's the best leather on the market, bar none. There's nothing else that even comes close to this other than potentially the Adler boots, and the Adler boots are about as soft, but they're less plush, and so this has like this really unique lightweight feel on feet while still giving that pillowy soft sensation of this leather, which is also used under the red and blue line here. So you have natural leather basically across the entirety of the upper, as opposed to a lot of boots which do the regular K leather here and then the synthetic in the rear of the boot for extra durability and structure. That is not the case with these ones, similar to the Morelia 2, of course, which has K leather everywhere as well, which is just going to enhance the comfort and performance of these a bunch. Now, the stud pattern is where this gets really interesting, because this includes some of the wave technology here in the heel area, as well as some more, I guess, aggressive stud pattern compared to the Morelia 2. So as you can see, the Morelia 2 is all conical studs. They're quite thick and they have quite a big circumference to them, whereas you get all bladed studs with the Wave Cup, which is really cool. It's a little bit more aggressive, and I'm sure on pitch it's actually going to perform maybe even a little bit better than the Morelia 2, just from the standpoint of having something a little bit more aggressive. The stud placement on the outsole, this was designed based on analysis of soccer players' movements during play, or footballers during play, supporting high precision play and quick movements. As you can see, they're quite heavily dense here in this kind of outside area for sideways traction as you're moving side to side this way. So really interested to see how this particular sole plate performs on an AG and an FG surface, which is awesome as well. The heel part is equipped with Mizuno's unique wave plate, so that's that red that you can see through that, and basically by sandwiching the wave plate in here, in that heel area, it suppresses left and right shaking and reduces the impact of the foot caused by up and down movements. So you get a little bit of structure and stability through the heel area, as well as a little bit of plushness and cushioning as you are taking steps. So if I throw my thumb in there, there is a slight amount of bounce to it. It's not going to be probably super noticeable, because the force of my fingers isn't as much as the force of my actual body or heel area moving up and down on the ground, but that's what it is anyway. And then let's see if I take this out, anything special to report other than this being a little bit of kind of a textured, almost sandpapery feel to it. My guess is that this has some of that Zero Glide tech on it, although the tech specs don't specify whether there is or not. It definitely feels that way. And I would guess that they would just throw it in there just to make it a little bit more little tiny modern touches, which is, of course, Mizuno's specialty. So this is a pair of football boots that I want to say 6 months ago almost, I was texting Andrew about it, and I was like, is there any way, because I think this was a Japan only release and he lives in Japan. And I was like, is there any way you can get them to me, like, or order me a pair or whatever? And I don't think he even got a pair. And then they popped up out of nowhere on the Camo at the soccer shop. Somehow managed to get a pair in his size and a pair in my size and send these over. And so I'm just honestly blown away. I got the text message like 2 weeks ago. He was like, dude, I think I'm able to get a pair. And I was like, what do you need? The crazy part is that these ones retail, which is what I bought them for, which is what Andrew bought them for. The retail for these in Japan is only like $200 and something. It's like just over $200. It's like $205 or something like that, which is absolutely ridiculous quality. There's nothing that even comes close to this on the market that is this quality for $200. Like it's not even close. And this is the top end made in Japan model, of course, just like this one is. But the made in Japan models in Japan are as inexpensive as they're actually less expensive than all the other top end models in America or in Europe, which is just ridiculous to me, because the quality and durability of these boots is out of this world and the comfort is just incredible. So I am absolutely thrilled. Again, thank you, Andrew. You are an absolute legend. I cannot wait to get these on feet. I'm so excited to try these out. My guess is they're going to fit very similarly to the made in Japan Mizuno Morelia 2, but with, of course, the tongue and some other things as well that might be slightly different, just because the stitch pattern is a little bit different as well in certain areas of the foot. Will that make a huge difference? Probably not, because the leather is going to stretch regardless, but this is a pair of boots that I cannot wait to wear and enjoy. So without further ado, guys, I'll give you one more quick look in studio at these boots. But without further ado, let's jump into the on-feet portion of the video and go over sizing and how different the sole plate is compared to the regular Morelia 2. Let's jump into it. All right, fam, out here in the backyard, I have been waiting for this moment. I cannot wait to try the Wave Cup SS on. Let's just jump straight into it. Here we go. They look stunning out on pitch. I prefer a tongue. I think a tongue looks really dope. I wear the tongue version or FT version of the Predator. This is basically a Morelia 2 with a tongue. And oh my God, does it look good. So I am so pumped to get these on feet. I am wearing a pair of WeFoot grip socks. You guys can find 20% off my favorite grip socks down in the description box below. And here we go. Oh my days. Oh my God. These are incredible. Like immediate, perfect fit. Immediate perfect fit. Look at that. Perfectly right on the edge. That's exactly where you want for a full K leather boot, particularly because these will stretch quite a bit. These feel absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. I know the Oh My Days rating of the looks of the boots was like easily a 10 out of 10, potentially a 9.5 if, you know, I always say that I don't give 10s because it's not perfect, but surely these are near perfect. Oh my days, guys. Immediately I feel the difference compared to the Morelia 2 underfoot as well, with that wave tech in the heel, and the difference in the sole plate is actually pretty different. That's actually, wow. Okay, let's talk about that in just a sec. Let me get the right foot on and continue to be almost speechless and useless on camera because of how freaking awesome these fit. Jesus. Okay. Wow. Like, look at that. Like, there is no weird crevices, no weird areas where the boot doesn't fit my foot. It just molds perfectly to my foot straight out of the box. Those are, oh my God. Okay. The only thing I wish, is that I wish they would have just put one more lace loop right there to really tighten it around my ankle. There's no issues right now, trust me. Like, yes, there's a little bit of a floppy material there, but it still fits flush to my foot. I just wish, hey, every brand needs to put an extra lace loop. Okay, let me just sit in silence for a second. Oh my days. I cannot get over how comfortable these are. Why would you wear anything else other than this? Now, Mizuno, one question I have is, why wouldn't you? And I know you do it with the Morelia DNA, but that boot is so limited and so special. Not very many people actually get a chance to produce it, or just, to wear it. Why not do a sole plate like this on the Morelia 2? Because it completely changes the underfoot sensation. Like, these feel so much more modern and aggressive compared to the Morelia 2, but then you have the comfort and the performance of the upper of the Morelia 2, basically, with slightly different stitch patterns. Obviously, there's a little bit more density in like how many stitches there are here in the strike zone area, and then here on the lateral side, and then you have a slightly different pattern here in the toe box area, which isn't gonna affect it that much. It'll just affect kind of the way that the boot stretches, which is totally fine. And it feels amazing. Look at that. Oh, here's what they look like on feet. Obviously they look amazing, especially next to a ball that's also black, red, blue, and white, which is awesome. I'm at a loss for words. These are honestly like probably the most comfortable boots I've tried on out of the box this year, outside of maybe the M8 Morelia Japans, but these might be even more comfortable because they have that more modern wave I don't want to say more modern, but it is kind of more modern. That like wave tech in the heel area, which you can kind of feel. It's a little bit more cushioned and bouncy, especially when you do this. Like if I kind of sit on my heels and dance a little bit. Like, what are you gonna say? These are literally perfect. I think these are boot of the year. They have to be. Like, what else is better than this? What else is better than this? Oh my God, I just can't even. Okay, let's do touch on the ball, and at least that way I'm doing something. Yeah, I mean, dude, like, come on. These are easily the best leather quality on the market. The touch is incredible. This has to be up there with boot of the year. Oh my God, I just want to like juggle a ball all day. That's how good they are. Ladies and gentlemen, I know, okay, this leads me to another question. So let me talk about this for a minute and try to distract myself from how amazing these fit and feel on feet. I realize that me reviewing this, while most of you, or probably all of you, other than Andrew and potentially Boot Wizard and a couple other guys that are privy to the information about these boots, because these released only in Japan, as far as I know, this is a boot that pretty much everybody watching this video won't be able to enjoy. So let me give you some very, very close alternatives. And the only two boots that come to mind are the Adler Yatagarasu and, of course, the Morelia 2 made in Japan. The Morelia 2 made in Japan is very close to this, very close to this. The only reason that I personally am going to use these over a Morelia 2 is because, number one, the sole plate is a little bit more aggressive, it's a little bit more comfortable, and it kind of fits more of the type of playing style I'm looking for. And number two is the tongue. Like the tongue, it's just from a design perspective, I prefer the design. You can still get a tongue on the Morelia 2, you just won't have the same sole plate, but everything else from leather quality, build quality, it's the same shape and last as the Morelia 2 and as the Wave Cup SS. So you're gonna get basically the same experience. So what I want you guys to do is, if you're watching this going, oh my God, I want those boots, buy the Morelia 2 made in Japan, because it's gonna give you 98% or 90, let's say 90 to 95% of what this will give you. And be a little bit less exclusive, because on the resale market, these are gonna be dumb expensive. Like, it's gonna be so stupid how expensive these are, because they are literally the perfect football boot. So that's what I would recommend. I know it's hard maybe to watch this and be like, well, yeah, but I can't buy these. That's the whole reason I do the reviews, not only for an entertainment purpose, but also for an educational purpose, because then I can give you guys an idea of what the best of the best on the market feels like, what they feel like on feet, on ball, and all that stuff. So I'll give you guys a last kind of look at these, and we'll wrap up the review, because I gotta tell you what, I am more than excited to test these out in a play test. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably bring the M8s out as well, just to do like a side-by-side comparison, or the Morelia 2, maybe not the M8s, maybe I'll bring out the other Morelia 2s that I have in the blue and do like a side-by-side comparison of how the sole plates respond on a firm ground pitch. I probably won't do an AG because I don't want to like absolutely destroy these, so I'll do it on probably a natural grass pitch, and that way I can get some, you know, really good really good footage of that and go from there. So then you get an idea of actually how close the two boots are, because they're gonna be almost identical. I just prefer the tongue, the design, and just the general like stitching pattern and sole plate of these ones over a Morelia 2. But because these are so hyper limited, it's like everyone should just go buy a Morelia 2, because that's what these are essentially, with some minor differences. So stay tuned for the playtest. That will be coming out hopefully in the next couple weeks. Obviously, I have been producing a ton of content, so I'm filming all the time. And so it's just a matter of when these will come out and how the schedule works and edits and all that stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video of the Wave Cup SS made in Japan. I genuinely think that these are going to be boot of the year. I know I've said that in a couple videos. There's a couple boots that are definitely up there. The Roteros, the Vapors, the Messi F50s, those are all up there, as well as a couple. I mean, GX2 obviously is one of my favorite boots. But as far as just objective what they are, these kind of have to be boot of the year almost, just because they're that good. So I don't know, we'll see. That video will also be coming out in the next month or two. I'm going to probably release a bunch in December that are like the heavy hitters of the top 5 or top 10 lists. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Links for the Miter Ball and also WeFoot Grip Socks, who are 2 partners that I've reached out to because I think they're the best brands that represent the top quality of footballs and grip socks that are hopefully the best for you guys as well. And that's really the way that I want to work, is finding brands that actually do the best quality stuff for you guys as the viewers. So you guys can find discount codes down in the description box below. Noah10 for the Miter Balls, Noah20 for the grip socks. As always, be awesome. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.